This conference will now be recorded.
So last session we discussed about SC Linux, and today we are seeing how to change the SC Linux context of the files. So we know that when we go to ECD var www HTML folder, and when we create any file in this folder, so we can see this security context will come httpd syscontent underscore t. So the default context will be coming like this. Sometimes this is the default folder for the web server. So sometimes we will change the web server folder. So for example, we want to create a different web server folder. So I can create a folder mkdir virtual directory, and this directory folder I am going to use it as a web server folder. So then web server home directory I want to change it. So I can change this by using the configuration file etc httpd conf, and we can change the configuration file, and we can check the server root. We can change from here. So we can see that what is the home directory for the web server. So we have to check the document root. So document root we are changing. So by default document root is given into var www html directory. So I want to change this to virtual directory because the folder I am changing to virtual folder. So now we can create these files in this folder because the home directory of the server I am changing. So I changing here, and the folder directory I am changing here. So now I will create HTML file in this VCD virtual directory. So I will create a HTML file. I can create a echo virtual website. So I'm just creating a basic HTML file I am creating. So I will just doing echoing to creating a HTML file. So in HTML file name is index.html. So I just creating an index.html file, and we can see that HTML file is created now. So now when I do ls-z, so it is showing, but the security context is different here. So it is not the HTTPD context. So now if I restart, we have to restart the service. When we change the service, we have to do restart service httpd restart command we can give for restarting. So either you can give service command, or in the backend this systemctl command is working. We can give systemctl restart to httpd.service. So now we have to check this. I have to check my server IP address 192.168.223.128. So I want to check it in a browser, but it will not work because the security context SC Linux context is different. So I can change the check the IP address 192.168.223.128. So that's my server IP. So it will not be working.
This conference will now be recorded.
So I created one HTML file. So I am just opening I created a virtual folder, and I created a index.html file I created here, and some HTML file I created here, and I changed the configuration file. So it is vi etc httpd conf, and checking httpd.conf file. So there are var www html. By default is it was coming var www html. So I changed it to virtual. So we can check here. So in two places we changed it. So we can check the wherever var www html is coming, we have changed it. So now I changed it to so I can check it wherever I change it. I can give grep virtual. So I changed it into this file I am checking. So wherever how many place I changed it to virtual. So mainly we have to change it to two places. Wherever var www html is coming, I have to change to virtual directory. So now I can put my HTML page here. But when I check by IP address, so if I'm going to check this IP address in the browser, it is not going to open because of my SC Linux problem. So because the SC Linux context is different, so it is showing some testing page only. It is showing. So the main reason is we know that this file folder having this file security context is different. So what I have to do, I have to check my security context of var www html folder, var www html folder. If we check the security context, so it is coming, this is the correct context for httpd. So I am going to change it chcon. So I am giving the typing the correct one, httpd underscore sys content hyphen t. So I'm changing to index.html. So this file's context I am changing now. So it has to, we have to check it correctly, httpd underscore sys underscore content underscore t. We have to change it to httpd underscore sys underscore content. So we have to give the t option. So I'm going to change the context by hyphen t. Type only I am changing like this. So we can see that now the context is changed. ls hyphen is I am giving. So we can see the context is changed like this one is the new context now. So now it is going to work. Now if I refresh the IP, so this is a test web one. So I am getting this page I am getting. So that is the way one command we can use for changing the context. So what will happen? But in the system, there are some policies are there. Default context is already specified. So what they are telling, if you create a new file in the folder, so the context is we can see that I created one new file is created, and I'm checking the context here. We can see that it is automatically coming to default underscore t. So if I go to web server directory, so if I create a file, so the context will be different. For example, if I go to tmb directory and I created one touch file I am creating, so I will have different context ls -z. So we can see that this file will be having object underscore some context will be there. So if I go to web server directory, so that files will be having a different context. So if I create a touch file 2, so the file 2's context will come ls -z. If I am giving, it will come like httpd context will come. So similarly, this virtual directory we changed it. I have changed the web server directory to virtual directory. So I changed it to virtual folder. But if I create a file, the default context is different. So sometimes when we do this restore command, restore context command. So when I do this, what will happen? So the system having a default policy, that means they already decided that what is the context for the virtual directory, what is the context for the web server directory, everything they already fixed it. They have policy they have made. So when I do restore context means what will happen is when I do now I will do ls -z. Now what will happen? The policy is all changed. So now index files context everything they changed. So change context is a one option to change the context. So you can use the chcon command to change the context. So I given a command chcon -t, and what is the httpd -sys content and underscore t. I have given change the context like this, but it is not the recommended method, because any time when we do restore context, so this will change. So what we are going to do is, so this virtual directory I am going to change the policy I am going to change. So I am specifying that this folder virtual directory, the policy I am changing. So I am telling that anytime when you create files in this folder, the security context will come like httpd sys content underscore t. So the policy we are changing for this folder. So we are giving this command sc manage f context hyphen a hyphen d. So this is the security context, and this is the we are giving the folder name, and we are giving some regular expression or wildcard we are giving. So that means all the files in the folder, the context will change to this. So every time you create a files in this folder, the security context will permanently will be changed. Now I am giving this command, some spelling mistake. So I'm giving this command, I'm giving sc manage. So sc manage command, sometimes it will not work because we have to install some utilities for this. I'm going to install some utilities.
This conference will now be recorded.
So this sc manage command by default it may be not available. So we have to install this by using, I am using in RHEL8, I am using this command. So to install this, so I already installed it using this command, dnf install policy core utils python utilities. So this is I am given in the notepad. So I given this. So using this I installed it. So now I can run the command. So what I'm going to change the policy I'm changing here. So for this virtual directory, permanently I am changing the context. So anytime when you create new files in this folder, the context will be httpd sys underscore content underscore t. So that's the reason I'm going to change it. So I'm changing this. So now we changed the policy, we changed it. Now what we are going to do is I want to restore this. So now whatever files we created, so the context will be httpd. So I am going to restore this content for this folder. So now when I can check here ls, some files are there, ls hyphen is c, we can see that the context will be this one. So now what will have advantage when you create any file, home.html or any file we create, when we check the context means it will come http this is context. So permanently we are changing the context, security context we are changing to type, we are changing this. So we have two methods to change it. So one is you can directly change using the chcon command. So chcon command we are changing for the new files, we can change it, but that we are changing for only for the file. But if but this folder permanently we are not changing it. Suppose we are creating a new files in the folder, so the context will automatically will be the old context. So now what this command, two commands I am going to do, using the policy, the folders context I am permanently changing to httpd syscontent. So now we can restore the default context, we are restoring it. So the permanently the context will change to this. So that is the way we have to do these two commands we are doing, and we are giving changing the context, and we are giving the folder name, and this is a wildcard we are giving. It is a regular expression, it is showing all files in the folder, and we are giving a restore context. We like this we are changing. So whenever we change the web server folder, default folder we change into another folder, we have to give these two commands to change it. So that is the way we are changing the security context we are changing. So